Good evening. This is Luigi C. Russo with the April edition of my monthly update of what is going on. Because this is being recorded in the evening, I am upstairs. It probably looks a little grainy, but happy April. Lots of rain, lots of rain. All right. Don't forget to go to my website, poetluigi.com. On the website, you can see my podcast, my blog, and where I've read some poems, and you can even order my books. Click on the title of my books, and then it takes you to Amazon. Everything's self-published, like maybe I mentioned before, but my inspiration since high school was James Douglas Morrison, Jim Morrison of the Doors. He self-published his works, and ever since I was a teenager, that is all I ever wanted to do was self-publish. And the modern world, the internet made everything easier in terms of self-publishing. So my books, I have, I don't know, 17 books out. I don't feel like counting, but I think it's 17 since 2015. Published 17. Let's count, because my brain's fried. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. 17 self-published books. Zombieland Poetics, very first one. And then, zombie book. Chorus, Come to Me, Book of Songs. Age's Brown Book. It's an edited version of a poetry book I wrote for my girlfriend, became my fiancée, who's my wife. And Russo College, RC, Russo College. Captured my days at Adrian. Librarian Journal, a year at KSU. Captured my Master's in Library and Information Science. Hearing You, captured a year of my life about my hearing disability. I Can See Your Face in My Mind. For 1 year, I wrote about a different girl, a family member, a friend, a stranger, 365 females. Zombieland Poetics 2, Volume 1. I wrote so much in 1 year that I couldn't get it all in one book. Zombieland Poetics 2, Volume 2. That was a massive piece of work. Haunted Hearing Aid, Volume 1. That is my podcast. I'm reading this. I do 10 pages a day every Sunday. My podcast. Haunted Hearing Aid, Volume 2. We got Zombieland Poetics 3, Blonde's Trek. Zombieland Poetics 1 is its own entity. Zombieland Poetics 2 and Zombieland Poetics 3 happen simultaneously, and they kind of end, same way. Gather Dust, Volume 1. Bunch of old poems, that's all. Beautiful poems, very early poems wrote in 1997 to 2001. Year of Love, Lust. Crushing a Girl. That kind of ended midway into a girlfriend. O&J, Journal of CSU MPA, captured going for my public administration degree. And my newest one I self-published last year is a dictionary poems through, and it's got dust all over it. That was pretty much written in a year. I picked I just pointed to the word in the dictionary and I wrote a poem about that word. Some things I'm working on now that I write in every day. I have four poetry books, and I like journal style. So each day I write about one of my children. I have four boys. This is the oldest, 18 years old. This is the second oldest, 16 years old. This is the third oldest, 13 years old, and this is the youngest, who is 5. And basically, every day since they were born, I wrote something about them, and usually it evolved to like just one line because how much time can I spend? I guess I spend enough time with them. How much time can I spend writing about them? What else am I working on? This is just a bunch of random. Every day I write a random poem that will find its way into a future book, so like songs and poems. Like I had inspiration, like years ago, I read a refrain, and then I finally got around to completing the song. So it's just like I completed old stuff, and then I'm writing new poems every day for the rest of the year, and those will eventually make it into some book of some sort, songbook. Gather Dust Volume 2, which is, I'm working on now. This is a bunch of stuff I've written, and it's pretty much, just old stuff. It's journals, it's poems, stuff. I think I probably got an old paper in there from college. I rewrote it in there. It's old stuff, volume, it is Gathered Dust, Volume 2. So whenever I complete that whole notebook, then that would just be the book. So whatever the last one is, and that will end that. And yes, I got this on the bed, so that's why it's shaking every time I throw something down. And I am self-publishing 2 books this year. Zombieland Poetics 4, which again, it's his own entity, and that's more like individual poems. Every day for a year, I wrote like a poem about, zombie survival stuff, apocalyptic stuff. And so basically, the process was I wrote it down. I write in journals first, write in notebook. See, I'd handwrite it, and I read some article my phone told me about where it's better if when you write it, your brain is working more compared to typing things. And so basically, so I write it out, and then I go to Google Docs, I type it in, and then from Google Docs I revise it. And I did that already, and then I capture it and I put it on a very old Mac. I think of it like a typewriter, how people like to type on typewriters back in the day. Well, this is my version of a typewriter, and it's very old, and it takes, it's stored away for about like over a year, and then I crank it back up, and it takes like 3 days to restart. So basically, the reason why I use that product is because Pages has this feature, it's called Facing Pages, and it makes it look like a book. So I've used it for all the other ones, so it's like always my go-to. And Pages upgraded, it lost the feature. I think the new Pages has the Facing Pages thing, whatever it's called. But I stick with the old way because it takes forever and it's more fun. And then, when I open up the laptop, I gotta wait. Even the Google Docs is outdated on that thing, so it's an outdated piece of work. So anyway, so right now I am finishing revising it. I copy and pasted it from Google Docs onto Pages, and it does these really weird things where like the apostrophes, hyphen, the 3 dots, it like transferred into some weird symbols on on Pages. It's really weird. It's outdated. I've had numerous issues in the past, but I keep sticking with it because I don't know, it just works. It worked then. So right now, I'll be finished revising the Pages portion, and then I will add some other things in the beginning, like my previous title, previous books published, and who is dedicated to, and then I'll save it as a PDF, and then I will upload it to Kindle KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. That's where I normally upload my stuff to, and then I'll take a photo and do all the necessary stuff. So, and then I'll order a proof, and then I will read the proof. So that is what I'm working on now, the poetry that I am working on. And Zombieland Poetics. I should beat the due date of June 30th. So I'm ahead of schedule on that. My current reads are still the same ones. I just can't seem to. So yes, I'm moving along. Can't seem to finish these things. I got reading Stephen King's Dark Tower. 4 Wizard and Glass. I'm at the part where Roland is telling about Susan, whatever her name is. Yeah, I read it. I don't even remember whose name is what. All I know is Roland. Susan. So, the pretty much the sex scene when she was cutting her hair. So that's where I'm at over there. And yes, I'm still making my way through G.I. Joe Compendium 1. I forget which, I'm on some issue over here. I've made progress, trust me, I don't know which one I'm on. I'm on issue 37. Twin Brothers, Tumax and Zamet. Those are still my 2 current reads. Not reading anything new, I'm not doing a 3rd book. And family updates. The wife is still working, obviously, but her current thing is she wants, we're at a struggle. Do you pay down debt? Do you up your savings? Do you up your investments? Yeah, at this age, later in life, we trying to get into stocks and stay in the stocks, so have money we can use. You already have a Roth IRA. So, just see what the stock world's like and maybe like increase, income. So that's where we're at now, having conversations. We want to have money to do this, but we don't because we got to pay for this, got to pay for that. Same old, but make more money, and you gotta pay for this more, this, that. You can't do that. He says nothing really changes, so pay down debt, and then you get more debt. That's could be worse, right? The oldest is in college. I think he's working 2 jobs, man. He's working 2 jobs, and school and work, and that's good. The second oldest is doing violin lessons. I don't know why I had to show you that. And then the 2 younger ones are in soccer right now. And those are family updates. And yes, I'm coaching U15 soccer. I don't want to talk about Italy. No, they ruined my summer. Yep, ruined my summer. Now I gotta wait till Euro Cup. So we'll see how much of World Cup I watch. Well, maybe one of those countries that don't have a cup. Maybe they'll win. Maybe they'll win. But U15 practicing 4 to 5 times a week. And right after work, zip over to the field and coach, and then come back home and do yada yada. So U15. We won our first game, and so, at that age, I don't have to yell at them as much, but I've coached a lot of these kids over the years, so, they just keep on foot skills and keep them in condition. That's speed work, conditioning, and running corners, and free kicks, and footwork, and, Better than I thought in terms of I don't have to be angry as much and yell at the kids. What's next on the agenda? Ever since I went on because I take the medicine now for the triglycerides, and so my diet hasn't been as strict because now I'm like, well, I try to lose weight and this and that. Didn't eat this, didn't eat that, so a little more lax in terms of I added bread back, but just on Sundays. So Sundays is carb load day. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I just really the cardio. I gotta do the cardio, and I do the bike like really slow, walking. Everything hurts in the morning, so that's that. Here's the funny thing because it's rained so much in April that the one sump pump, the backup sump pump, it's always a battery operated, plugged in, and it runs so much. The battery wasn't charged; it was constantly beeping, so water started filling up into the basement. The one, I'm at soccer practice, practicing in the rain. Wife calls me, goes, "It's flooding," and well, I know what I ask: Are my GI Joes getting wet? And so, no, they weren't. They're actually in the driest part of the basement. Water goes all over the place, but it was a little bit. And then you have to, you know, put one of those plug-in sub pubs, have the hose going from here to there, shooting down there, going out to the main sub pump. So maybe we just need to spend a little extra money on getting a new sub pump, backup sub pump. Alright, so that was a funny story. I guess it's not funny, but G.I. Joes come first. The weights can rust or whatever, and things can get wet, but make sure the G.I. Joe's nice and dry. And speaking of G.I. Joes, still saving up for the USS flag. I'm just saving up money so I can purchase a decent USS flag. And I was gonna get it for my nephew. I might get it for someone else. So we'll see. And I will conclude with a poem. I'll read a poem from I Can See Your Face in My Mind. And this one is called Phyllis, which is my mother. That's her name. It was Filippa in Italy. Yeah. All right, Phyllis. She, she's. I'll start over. Phyllis. She's just a tiny girl who washes clothes and cooks day and night. No more just for her. Been through smashed metal and miscarriages. Been through hospital fears and engaging age. Been through heartless family members and Satan himself. How? And I do not know. But my mother has always won. She's always came on top. My mother is Our Lady of the House. That's that. So, everyone have a good night. Enjoy whatever is left of April. Poet Luigi is done.